morning, everyone. Today is June 13th, 2025. It is a Friday. I've had that sore throat for a couple days, and now my voice is losing. So I'm like, bro, lock in, twin. And so that's been really fun. But yeah, I woke up at 9:40 today, and had a goal to go to the bank around like 10 or so, right? And so got up, got ready, and then I was like just chilling in my office for a little bit. I was like getting my computer started up and everything, and then was like looking at what I had to do today, and then I went to go speak, and just like comment on something I watched on my phone, and I was just like, that is crazy. It's like, what? Where'd it go? And I was like, and I was like, where's my voice at, bro? And so I heard my mom walking around downstairs, so I went downstairs and I'm gonna go talk to her. I was like, what are you up to this morning? And I was just like, dude, please don't. What is happening? And obviously, I'm pretty sure I was just like coughing all night, so I like lost my voice or something. But I low key, it sounds funny to me. But yeah, so got up and then I went to the bank, and I was like trying to talk to the teller. I went to school with her, and I didn't even know she worked there. Apparently, she like travels around different key banks and like fills slots or something, whatever that means. But I had to deposit my check, and yeah, I was like trying to talk to her, and I was just like, "Hey man, good to see you." Yeah, no, dude, life's good. How are you? Graduated college yet? That's so crazy. Oh, my wife is good. Thanks for asking. And I was just like, I'm like, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm dying, right? But yeah. And so she was like, oh, do you need like a balance on your seat? So she hands me back the thing, and I look at it, I was like, and like our taxes had come in, and so like I got a tax return, and I was just like, dang, dude, I was not expecting that number. I was expecting like 43 or something. I don't know. Like it was really funny. I was just like, okay, cool, we got money, and so I was like, I did want to say this. Like, I don't know if I'm at the point where I want to be like talking about how much money I got to use on my video logs yet. I think that at some point it'll be necessary. Like when I'm talking about like campaigns and like campaign allocations and like what I'm like investing in for myself. I think that at some point I'll have to talk about the amount of money it takes, because, I mean, obviously I'm growing up in this economy. There, people in the future watching this are gonna grow up in different economies, but they can equate the costs of things. My hope is, like, if I'm gonna run advertisements, my hope is in the future, it's cheaper to run advertisements, because right now, Facebook Meta, Google, and there's one other social media like X or whatever. There's a couple of social medias that basically have like an overarching like tech monopoly. Like if you want widespread advertisements, you have to go through them. And so my hope is, one day that antitrust and the FTC like really get it together and realize how beneficial it's going to be to have multiple small tech companies, as opposed to a couple very large tech conglomerates. It's ironic that I say that on YouTube. I'll probably still use YouTube, but I don't believe that Google should have such a large market share of the advertisement space. And so, it's Apple. Apple was the other one. They don't even need to advertise, dude. People are just addicted to buying Apple products. But where was I going with this? Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to like share how much money I have until I get to that point where I'm like investing in the presidential campaign, because right now everything I do is free. Like, it's just time. Like, although the video logs is just time and the research is just time. And so yeah, so I came home, separated my taxes by my wife's account, so how much she's getting versus me, and then I went downstairs and pitted cherries for a while. I got another bag. I'm glad that I only did one bag at first. So I like have like little quart-sized bags. I'm glad I only did one. I went to go put it in the freezer. Dude, the freezer's full. Full. I was like, where's all this food come from, dude? Like, what is happening? Like, where we're loaded, bro. I mean, we got like there's steak and fries and ice cream and like 5-minute meals. We like frozen dinners or whatever. I'm just like, I didn't know we had any of this. This is crazy. But yeah, I was like, sick, dude. That's awesome. I love it. And then let me see, brush teeth. So goals for the day: morning video log, brush teeth. I need to trim up the beard. I wrote that down way earlier. Deposit check first thing. Did that. I still need to do a recovery video log for Saturday and Sunday, and we're almost at Saturday now, so I'm almost like a week behind on just those two. And then I do need to do a recovery video log for yesterday evening. My throat was like really killing me. I wonder why. So I just wrote down the description for it, and I'll go over it here pretty soon. And then I need to pay the phone bill, just make sure Ava does it, and then edit some video logs. So yeah, I'm gonna make my recovery for Thursday. Now, I mean, I don't want to, but I will. Like the talking is like low key kind of helping get my voice back. So get my voice back. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. I know I will. It's gonna be awesome. I was like, work will be fun. I just hope I don't get like a table of 12 because talking over them and be like, I don't want it. But I got a large pork fried rice to go. Like it's gonna be a struggle if I have to yell over people. So yeah, I'll see you all this evening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hey, good morning. Morning. It's black outside. Anyways, good evening, everyone. Today is June 13th, 2025. Well, that'll be a video log for June 13th, 2025. It was a Friday. Just gonna go over I was like, the events that happened in the morning that I talked about in the morning video log. Obviously, I was losing my voice. I've been talking all day. I'm still losing my voice. It's beautiful. I feel like the Joker. Like, yeah, bats. Like, I mean, I don't even know, right? But the goals for the day were to make a morning video log. Did do that. Brush teeth. Did do that. Trim beard. Pretty fresh. I'll say it's pretty fresh. Deposit my check first thing. Didn't do that. Recovery video log for Saturday and Sunday. Didn't do either of those things. And then recovery video log for Thursday evening. I did do that. Thank goodness. And then pay the phone bill and edit some video logs. So after I finished my video log, I went outside and watered my beans, and then I made some food, and then put in some crab champions. Once I was done with that, I spent about an hour 15 minutes. It says from 12:42 to 2, so hour 15, editing video logs. So editing video logs for me is kind of weird because like I have to do something while it's rendering. It takes like 7 minutes to 10 minutes depending on how long it is to render. So I'm like, it's literally like it's like 3 minutes of effort, and then organizing everything, and then 7 minutes of waiting, 10 minutes of waiting. So I'm like doing stuff during, right? And then after that, I played some CS:GO before work. Was just chilling, and then went to work. Work was surprisingly very boring, like very boring. It was Friday, super slow. I think I had a total of 5 tables, and I picked up after 9. So I was like bored on this one. I want to say I made like $33. Like it was boring. But that might have been Thursday. I don't exactly remember. Sorry, this sore throat has been killing me all day. You know what I feel like I sound like? It's like the let me see if I can get a good breath for this. A new Ford F-150. That's what I feel like I sound like. Like the Dodge Duck. Dude, if I'm saying dodgeball, Dodge Duck Dip Diver Dodge. I was gonna say a Dodge Ram 4x4, right? Is Ram Dodge? Wait, hold on. Is Ram a Dodge truck? Dodge Ram. Ram was once a part of the Dodge family, but in 2009, Chrysler owns Ram? Chrysler Corporation. Dodge Ram trucks. Interesting. Yeah, because it's a Dodge Silverado. No, Chevy Silverado. Ford family includes. Ram was a sub-brand of Dodge. Interesting. Anyways, whatever. Dodge, Duck, Dip, Diver, Dodge. Like, I feel like my voice is getting to that point. But, anyways, so, what did I do after that? Yeah, Ava and I figured out our money.
I was like, we got our tax returns, so I sent her some money. Or I sent her like it was 58% of her tax return because there's a limit on it. But I'll send the rest tomorrow. And then trimmed my beard like right before work, so headed out to work. Worked till like 11:30 ish, and then came home and while we were at work, our boss had posted this next schedule, and Ava had a scheduling conflict coming next weekend. She's going on a trip with our friend Lorelai, and so we had to like figure that out, and we're like, oh, this girl can work, and our boss was like, no, this guy can work, and so obviously today was Friday, boring. Ava can't work next Friday, so I was like, dude, we'll be fine with 3 people, like, and then he was like, we're gonna schedule this extra guy, and I'm like, bro, it's gonna be so boring. Like, I'm not gonna make any money. It's gonna be so boring. But he's the boss, and I respect him. So, anyways, so he scheduled 4 of us for next Friday, and I was just like, and then obviously today is June 13th. Tomorrow is June 14th, which is gonna be the No King's Day parade on Donald Trump's birthday. He's turning, how old was he? Donald Trump age 79 now, bro. He was born in 1946. Anyways, he's 79 now. That's crazy. But he's gonna turn 79, obviously June 14th tomorrow. And it's also the same day people were planning on having a No Kings protest. So obviously, if you are living way in the future and you don't know anything, Donald Trump has been very overreaching with his position. Like the power he's allowed in his position, he has way overstepped. Okay, there will never be another president who is allowed to overstep his power this much. Like I would say that confidently, like very confidently. It's actually insane how much he's allowed to get away with, and I don't understand why. And obviously, we don't see what happens behind closed doors. Like, we don't see why Congress is so complacent. We don't see why the Senate is not literally like rioting. Like, I don't understand. We don't see why the House is not up in arms. Like, it's actually crazy the shit he gets away with. So, just this last week, he's mobilized the National Guard of California without the governor's approval and deployed military to help aid federal agents on American soil. Like, he's deployed American military members against American people. That's insane. And I mean, I got pretty heated about it in another vlog. I do that. But it's authoritarian. You know, it's just flat out authoritarian. There's no other good word for it. There's no Republican or Democrat values about it. It's a non-partisan issue. He's just authoritarian. He believes he is the supreme authority. He is our dear leader. Like, I need pictures of him behind me so he's our dear leader. Like, that's how it's becoming. And it's insane. So his birthday's tomorrow, and the streets are going to be filled with No Kings protests. And obviously, the media, I know, is already looking forward to violence. Like, and I think I'm pretty confident that it's all going to be very peaceful. I just always have this itch in the back of my head, like, this could literally spell disaster for America. Like, think 3 or 4 isolated events caught at the right time on the right cameras with the right people involved could be devastating for all of America. I mean, like literally, like, breaking down the foundational values of America type shit. And so I just get nervous about it, you know. So obviously we'll see how it unfolds. I do expect it to be millions of peaceful people, like millions. And obviously I have to work 12 hours on Saturdays, so I won't be involved. But I know Idaho has a huge gathering planned out in Boise. They're wonderful people, dude. Wonderful. And I don't know. I think a lot of people write off Idaho because we're the potato state, you know, like we're a potato factory. We're a red state, you know, but it's we also have colleges, like very higher education colleges, very urban centers, you know. So it's like there's Boise, Eagle, Meridian, those three are like economic centers, like metropolis, bordering on metropolis, like economic locations, like strong economy, right? There's a lot of stuff is made there, a lot of services, a lot of good people, and they don't want to kneel to the king, dude. Like it doesn't. That's not a political issue. That's not a policy issue. No one wants to kneel to the king. Like we're 250 years almost past kneeling to a king, and here we are, dude. And here we fucking are. And it's like, I don't know how to express to people, like, dude, like, I made a comment, and I was foolish, but I said, this is exactly what the Founding Fathers want, or something like, or I quoted Thomas Jefferson, and it was like when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty, or something like that. And I was like, I quoted Thomas Jefferson, and then put like in quotes like an immigrant, by the way. And then someone corrected me. It was like, hey, Thomas was not an immigrant. And I was like, oh, dude, you're so right. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I was thinking of that. Yeah, I was thinking of Lafayette. Yeah, Marquis de Lafayette. I was thinking of Lafayette. Not Thomas Jefferson. I'm like, oh my god. But his parents were immigrants, bro. His parents were immigrants. Like, they lived in a colony, dude. The land wasn't owned by anybody. For the time, they immigrated there. They made a colony, yeah. They immigrated there. I'm like, if someone makes an immigrant town, they immigrated there. It's, oh my god, whatever. Logical connection is still there, even if the term doesn't directly fit, because the times have changed. It was 250 years ago. Anyways, before I crash out about that. His parents were immigrants, so people who want birthright citizenship ended. Thomas Jefferson. Anyways, where was I going with this? But it's like the Founding Fathers didn't want to kneel to the king, so they seceded from Britain. They formed their own nation states, right? And obviously there's a whole bunch more that happened, especially at the beginning of America. What a wild time to be alive. It sounds like low key, but it became something great, you know. And it's like George Washington was dead. Like I want to say I'm almost confident in this. What year did America get out of debt? 1835. Andrew Jackson. What? That can't be the only time in U.S. history? What? U.S. national debt during James Madison. That's impossible. That's impossible. I swear James Madison pulled this out of compromise. The first report on public credit. James Madison, the GOAT, by the way. What am I looking for? I swear. I swear we were out of debt under James Madison. But anyways, I was just going to say, George Washington was dead by the time America got out of debt. When did all the founding fathers die? constituencies, deaths, demographics, ascendancy, fighting for independence, slavery, strongly announced political and cultural impact, bibliography. No. Founding fathers died. Literally the only founding father who was alive when America finally got out of debt was James Madison. So almost all the founding fathers were dead by the time America got out of debt. That was such a terrible time to be alive, bro. That was such a terrible time to be American. In 1807, 30 years after America's birth, they had to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. They had to write an act to quell an insurrection because the country was that bad. Like, it was porn, dude. People wanted to literally insurrect. They wanted to incite violence. They were trying to form an insurrection against the government. That's crazy! Anyways, we live in a very privileged time, but I don't think that any amount of privilege and status and money and wealth and power is worth bending the knee. And I would say that confidently. And I'll finish with this. When I was talking to my grandpa, he asked me if I genuinely believed that I would be non-corrupt. And I do. He was like, do you genuinely believe you could turn down $1 million? And I was like, Grandpa, to stay true to my morals? Yes. Like, to stay true to who I am and what I want and what I believe in? Yes. Yes, I would throw away the check. I would spit in their face. Like, I wouldn't want that. Because I'm going to have to stand in front of someone and take responsibility for it. And you know what? There's 2 people in my entire life who I'm afraid to do that to. 2 people. One is God. Okay? Like, obviously, if you don't believe in Christianity, atonement. You have to atone for your sins eventually. Like, if you don't believe in a higher power, or if you believe there is a higher power, whatever your version of Judgment Day is, okay? Maybe it's personal, like you have to face who you could have been, whatever. Maybe it's physical, metaphysical, like face your ancestors, whatever. The second is my father, who's passed away. If I died and had to face my dad, and he was like, dude, I was watching you, why would you take that money? How am I supposed to defend that, dude? How am I supposed to defend that to the guy? He raised me to be kind and just and moral and right and patient. Well, how am I supposed to defend it to him that I'm taking $1 million bribes and fucking America with it? Or for it? How am I supposed to stand in front of my father in the afterlife and say, yeah, it cost people lives, Dad, but I made $1 million. It's just not worth. You could add a Q, U, A, D, and an R. Quadrillion. Yeah, you could add a Q, U, A, D, R instead of an M, and it's not worth it to me. You could add a D, E, C, decillion dollars. It's still not worth it. No amount of money is worth putting others in suffering to me. And if that makes me end up being a very poor leader, I'll have to learn. But as I am right now, I cannot fathom taking a bribe if it meant doing something that harmed others. I just can't imagine that. So with that, I will leave you, and I hope that the No Kings protests tomorrow remain peaceful, and I will say a prayer for them, dude, because they're doing God's work. See ya.